Oh, is he finally done? I mean, he's not really done much with the space, but I dreamed about the awakening of the king. I can't remember how that dream ended. Oh, we can still use matter. There's still more digging to be done. We're not done yet, but I guess that's gonna be a thing for later. For now, what are we thinking? What do we want to do? What is left on the agenda on this game? I'm struggling a bit with it because here's the thing, right? Here's the deal. All we got from growing that mushroom and climbing up to the top was an option to kill ourselves, which we're not going to take. That's not going to be happening. I do kind of want to re-explore that area with a glowing mushroom so that we can see a bit more about what's going on. I don't know if anything will go on necessarily, but I guess we'll head all the way back up there again. Is this where we want to go? I think that's the cobweb. It's hard to tell looking at it, but I think that's right. Off you go. Let's take a walk. Okay, so I was actually going to record this video, possibly a blasphemous video, I don't know, a video for something yesterday. But unfortunately yesterday my new PS5 arrived, and I've been playing Dragon's Dogma 2, which is a game I can't seem to shut up about, but now I'm actually playing it, so I have an excuse to not shut up about it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, it's largely Dragon's Dogma again, and if you like Dragon's Dogma, then that should be good news for you, and if you don't, then it's bad news for you. It's pretty straightforward. It's not really a game that's innovated much in its sphere. It plays the same. It has the same sort of charming jankiness to it. Graphics are better, I guess. Although honestly, the character models aren't amazing. At least on the PS5. Maybe they look better on PC. I don't know. But the character models, they're okay. They're not like the best thing I've ever seen or anything. The environment's very nice though, so there's that. Yeah, I've been having a good time with it. I've also got the Demon's Souls remake lined up, and God of War Ragnarok, which obviously is a couple of years old at this point, but I've been wanting to get around to it for a while because I really liked God of War 2018. I don't know, a lot of people really didn't like how that game moved away from the formula of the series, and I get that because I mean I'm a massive Devil May Cry fan. I really like that game Dante's Inferno, which was in that sort of genre as well, which is a game no one fucking liked, but I did. And I like the early God of Wars as well. I do. So like I understand why people were pissed off that the new God of Wars are more of an open world action adventure-y sort of thing. But I still think the combat's really good on them, honestly. It plays like a slightly more hectic, fast-paced version of Dark Souls, if you ask me. It's very dodge and parry based. I mean, obviously everything is Dark Souls influenced these days, and that does get a bit tiring, but this sort of brought those mechanics into its own formula. You know, it's still very hacky slashy, very spectacle-y, but it has like some tighter timing stuff in it as well. I think it's a really fun combat system, and honestly, like the environment design again in that game was fucking gorgeous. God of War 2018. There were some areas in that game that were like, obviously they were good from a like graphical fidelity perspective, but just like the visual design of it was fucking gorgeous as well. So I'm really looking forward to this one. So it is unfortunately at the back of the queue behind the Demon's Souls remake, because I've been wanting to replay Demon's Souls for a very long time, and even though I do own it on PS3, I've not had not really been sort of super willing to dig the PS3 back out again and hook all that up again and all that, especially when there is a remade version out which, you know, looks a lot nicer than the 2009, and not even particularly good 2009 graphics of Demon's Souls original. So it'll be nice to play that with a fresh coat of paint, I think. And obviously Dragon's Dogma 2 is at the forefront at the moment. So a lot to do on that perspective, and none of it is going to see the light of day on the channel. You're not going to get to see any of that shit. I think I will keep predominantly to indie games on the channel. just because I don't like... I enjoy playing Pathologic, for example, but that series went to over 100 episodes, and I don't think I want that to be a regular thing around here, you know. And prior to that, there were a few that went to like 30, I think 40. I think Lapicell Tactics scraped 40. I think there might have been something else as well. I can't think what it was. There was something. That was it. It might have been my first Pokemon Nuzlocke. I can't remember. Something else went to like 40 episodes as well. So there've been some long ass series on here, but I think those are like longer than I'd like. I'd like things to not really be more than about 20, realistically, just so that the channel doesn't just become, hey, here's this one game I play all the time, you know. A little bit more spice of life. So for that reason, I think it's nice to play more shorter games around here. Also because recording footage plus playing high-end, super pretty games at the same time is quite demanding on a PC, and it can cause frame rate drops and stuff, and it's just not a great viewing experience, you know. So it's nice to keep to sort of things that my PC can more readily handle. Not that I have a super bad PC or anything, but you know, it's not like top of the line, so playing something like with like ray trace shadows and everything going on and then trying to record that on top of it it causes issues, plus it takes forever to render, so yeah, take that as well. But yeah, outside of the gaming sphere, it's not much going on. There's been in fact, I'm gonna insert some tweets here. I'm gonna actually do some editing. Look at these tweets. There's been this thing, like, there's like a weird meta on Twitter at the moment, specifically for the ads. And I commented on this a while back with, there was just like a bunch of clearly botted accounts that were just like advertising posts where they just say their own name. And it was really weird. Like, it would just be like, John Smith says John Smith, and this is an ad that you're getting. I was like, why is this a thing? But since then, there's been like this rolling meta where there'll be like a familiar subject that keeps getting advertised, and the one at the moment is just like quotes about the film industry for some reason. So, you know, you'll be scrolling down, you see your usual ads, you know, you're like, internet service providers, your supermarkets, your whatever else, and then you get an ad that's just like some random nobody, and as I say, it's a bot because all the posts are formatted the exact same way. There's no like, it feels incredibly inhuman, you know, the way they're written as well. Like it's like a focus grouped message from an advertising agency, but again, they're all formatted the exact same way, so it's clearly all like one central company posting through all these botted accounts. And they'll just say like, you know, I don't know, Inception was a great film, the twist ending really caught me off guard, what do you think? And obviously try and drive some engagement, you know. But I don't get it, because how is that useful to, like, who is funding this? Someone out there is starting like hundreds of Twitter accounts, paying for blue ticks, paying for ads from them, so that they can get these like nothing burger of a messages out there in front of people's faces. And it's like, why? It's not even like the accounts link back to like, I don't know, McDonald's or something. It's not like there's clearly like a brand that's trying to drive engagement back to itself through these accounts. They're just nothing. They're just messages from like brand new isolated accounts, and it's so weird. I don't know who's gaining what from it and why, and I don't know. I'm sure someone out there has already done a deep dive on this, and if I was to Google it, I could probably find out the answers. But just like as a passive observer, it's the weirdest fucking thing. I don't know if this is something that's happened that a lot of people are getting, or if it's because I make a habit of blocking a lot of ads. I don't block all ads, but like, you know, all the sort of big brands that I just don't want to hear from, or you know, I keep getting like, well, for a while I kept getting a lot of like gambling ads, so I was like, fuck that, I don't want to see that, you know, that sort of thing. Excuse me. And obviously like NFT bros trying to push their latest scheme and stuff, so like I just got into the habit of blocking basically every ad that comes my way. You know, there's some I'll let slip through the cracks if I feel like they're for a good cause in some way, like if it's a charity, or, you know, if it's someone like pushing their political agenda, but it's something I agree with, you know. In that case, I'm kind of okay with it. But yeah, as a result, obviously there's less ads that can be served to me, so I think that's might be why I'm getting some of these weird out there things popping up on my feed. But I don't know, man. I need to get off Twitter anyway. There's no upside to it, really, is there? Like, okay, you get to be a bit more socially aware, you get to be a bit more tuned into what's going on in the world, which I guess is useful. It's nice to be clued up on things, particularly, you know, around voting season, which, you know, I know it's coming up for that in America, and it's coming up for that in the UK as well. So obviously it's important to know what's going on, but end of the day, like, I already know who I'm voting for. So unless something truly heinous comes out about the Green Party, I don't think nothing's really going to change much for me at this point. What's that? Oh, that's the spider. Is he down off his web for a reason? Is this... He's not dead, is he? Friend hasn't died, surely. Oh no! It's that one Billie Eilish song. Not the popular one, the slightly less popular one. My only friend, you've left me. Oh, this actually sucks. I will remember you forever. Oh, I hate that. This is that's literally the worst thing that could happen in a video game. Never did I think I would feel such feelings for a spider. A tiny pixelated spider with no personality of its own, but nonetheless. That really fucking sucks, man. I can't believe they killed off Friend. I wonder if Friend would have died. I wonder if Friend would have died if I'd never torn down his initial web. Because at that point you can't... At that point you can't actually... If he dies before he makes the second web and allows you to get up here, then you'll never be able to get up here, right? So that's... That's weird. Probably not, I imagine. Unless the game is happy to just lock you out of this entire section of the game, it's possible. Who knows? Okay, actually we set a walk to point here, didn't we? So let's do that. No, I don't have to press buttons again. Isn't that cool? Just sort of sit here vapidly staring at the screen. My gaze is a lot like the Shades right now, actually. Just blankly staring into space. I don't know what I'm expecting to find up here with the mushroom, by the way. I don't know if this is actually going to achieve anything, but he did make noises about it being very dark, and that maybe you should go back and stuff, so I don't know if maybe there just is, like, something to be found. Something to be gained from just being able to see while I'm up there. Because it's possible even that I could reach the edge of the cliff, and with the extra light I could see that there's another ledge below that I could drop down onto or something like that, you know, like I might discover that the kill yourself option isn't actually quite as kill yourselfy as initially implied. Or, you know, there could just be like a cave turn off or something along the way, and that we just couldn't see in the darkness, or an item to pick up, or all kinds of things, really. Like, isn't it also super possible and super likely, in fact, that there's going to be fuck all up there, and this is going to be a big old waste of time, but we can but see. We can but try things, right? That's all we can really do at this point, just experiment. We're well over halfway through our time with the logging. It's only going to speed up. It's going at like 30 days every time we log in. And with each extra picture we hang, that time speeds up more. So I'm expecting... what? 4 more episodes after this one? Maybe? I need to cough, hang on. Now that is good audio. That's what you tune into the Average Joe channel for, isn't it? I need to stop recording after I eat. I used to record like between finishing work and having my dinner, which was better, I think, because I wouldn't have there wouldn't be anything irritating my throat or, you know, giving me gas or anything. But I changed that up, and I regret that now. I regret recording so late in the day. Oh, did he eat it? Is he going to get it out of his mouth again? Yes, okay, cool. For a second there, I thought he just auto-ate it in order to go up there, but... the fact that there is specifically a specificular animation of him putting the mushroom in his mouth to jump up here has to mean that something good will come from bringing the mushroom up here, right? Not even something good, necessarily. Good is a relative term, and this game is, well, it's vague. At the best of times. You discover things and go, oh, that's something. You don't discover things and go, oh, hooray, I got a sword upgrade, you know? But the point stands. We got to find something up here now. That has to be a thing. I believe in the power of the glow shroom. You can play as much spooky audio as you like. The Longing. Sorry, the Longing, I haven't been I haven't been giving it its correct punctuation in my videos, but that's technically what it's titled. You can try and spook me as much as you want, but it's not going to work. I've been through here in the pitch darkness, so now that I've got the comfort of my glowing mushroom, nothing can hurt me, nothing can harm me. The world is a beautiful place. A beautiful, softly purple glowing place. And even if friend died, at least I know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. I don't really know where I was going with that. It sucks that friend died. There's no getting over that. Is there something? This is just wall texture. Can eat mushroom at any time. Think of the wonders I will discover if I eat mushroom. It's so tempting. I do wonder if I should be eating more mushrooms, considering I had that dream that one time I did. I do wonder if there's more dreams to be seen if we keep indulging in the good stuff. Only time will tell. Thankfully there's a lot of time in this game. It's kind of its defining feature, really. Time. The greatest nemesis. Not found anything exciting so far, and I think we're getting very close to the cliff edge. I think we're approaching almost look like people. I'm not sure if these are just meant to be like crags in the rock or if they're meant to be like cave paintings. It's hard to tell. And those look like things flying. As if they leapt from a cliff and sprouted wings. That one doesn't look like fucking anything. It's just like a bit of seaweed. Come on, I went out my way to bring this glowing mushroom up here, which I can't help but notice is not providing as much light as it once was. I tried so hard. To bring this delightful light-providing implement into the darkest reaches of the cave. Surely it must pay off, on some level in some way. Surely there must be purpose to this. Surely the longing couldn't punish me in this way. I can't tell if the light from the mushroom is dimming, or if it's just that we're zooming out and... Well, look what I found. I knew there'd be something here. We're right by the surface, right? So this... Are we gonna find a way out? It's bad because we spent like 236 days. I seem to have stumbled upon a hidden staircase in the darkness, correct. 236 days, the light is going out completely now, but it's fine, we're on the staircase. We're going to reach our destination. 236 days waiting like a patient, good little shade to do exactly as we're told and wake the king up. But what if we don't? What if we don't? Well, this is a turn of events, isn't it? A second shade? I can see you. Oh fuck, run away! I feel like I've had a horrible nightmare. Well, that's terrifying. What do we do with this knowledge? What could we possibly do with the terrifying, creepy, spooky ghost version of myself that's hanging up all the way up there in the darkest recesses, or anti-recesses, pinnacles of the cave? I could trek all the way back up there again. We've got 24 minutes into this recording. It would take another 24 to get back up there, presumably. We could try it again. Maybe there was something... Like, I did try and run away when it started advancing on me. I did try and move backwards, but I was like locked into a cutscene at that point. After it said I can see you, I think I lost control of the character completely. I'll tell you what. Here's what we're going to do with our time. Let's go see an old friend. The wall has provided me with vagaries, admittedly, but something approaching answers in the past. maybe it'll have new options now that we've seen this. Maybe it'll be able to, like, there's nothing else in the game aside from books, I guess. There might be something in one of the books. So there's nothing else in the game, to my knowledge, that we can, like, interact with to that degree that we could, like, get answers from, right? How we might deal with the spooky bastard, the bastard that is spooky. I don't know what that was meant to be, is the thing. Obviously it looked identical to the shade. So I don't know if it's like, because obviously the shade is isolated, he's alone down here, he's you know, probably not super socially well adjusted, super not mentally healthy. As a result of that, if it was meant to be some sort of like figment of his imagination, some sort of battling of his demons sort of thing, you know, wandering in the dark for so long, and then he finds a version of himself that attacks him and teleports him back home, like, I don't know, it's hard to say. Or it could be something far more literal, and it could literally be another shade that the king prevented and put on guard duty up there to stop the shade leaving. Hard to say, but either way, I kind of want to know what... I mean, that could be it. You go all the way up there, you see a spooky thing. That's it, that's the reward. It's very... This game is very good at using its narrative as a reward in that way, right? Like, environmental storytelling, I guess. I mean, I'm not going to go and get 100 coins or, you know, a +1 sword or whatever from getting past that guy. But what I might find, potentially, is an alternate ending to the game, where I escape. Where I reach the surface. But as I say, it could just as easily be that, like, your reward for going all the way up there is having that event and being like, oh shit, there's something else here. I don't know. Hard to judge, really. Why is he walking this way? You can climb up this, can't you? So I don't know why he didn't. Or maybe you can only drop down it and you can't actually climb up it. I don't actually know now that I'm saying that. I might be completely wrong. There's plenty of places like that you can climb up, though, so I don't know why you wouldn't be able to climb up that one. Just felt like walking the long way around. Every time I come through this room as well, I'm tempted to swing the mattock again. Every time. Knowing that it's an option that I can do a second time. Knowing that I made this little tiny dent in the glass. And that riches beyond my imagining lie just on the other side. And maybe I could just pay the guy off with coins if I want to get past him, you know? Swing the old mattock. Get the money. Pay the piper. But it's far more likely I'll just break the mattock and make another identical dent to that one. That's far more likely going to be the result. And since I'm not done digging out the home base yet, I think we will not risk that just yet. To be fair, after I have dug out the home base, there's nothing that I can currently access that I can do with the mattock, right? I mean, I could mine more crystals, I guess. Just completely fill my house with crystals like I'm some sort of holistic middle-aged woman on Facebook. But I think would be a more interesting thing to take another swing at the glass. Because, I mean, it could very easily just be that it takes 2 swings, right? You swing the first one, it weakens the glass. And it sort of reinforces the idea that you won't get anything from swinging at the glass. But if you're bold enough to swing a second time, then you get your reward. Not impossible. Not impossible. Worth considering, at least. And I shall consider it. but only after the house is finished. I don't like that he keeps stopping, it's annoying me. Like, could he not just, like, I'm leaving him at it for 30 days, there's no way it takes him 30 days to get that far. You can see it moving in real time when you start doing it. It probably only takes like an hour, realistically. So why can't he just fucking get on with it? Lazy bastard. Speaking of lazy bastards, here's the face. Hello, face. Hello, face. How are you? I am well, thank you. How are you? I have some more questions. Didn't know about these. This one is interesting though. How can I overcome the darkness? The way to light is blocked by total darkness. Hang on. You will only overcome darkness if you learn to become darkness. This way you will be invisible to it. But you will only achieve this if you delve deep, deep into your own mind in conscious loneliness. Interesting. That actually does sound like the answer to my solution, right? Blocked by total darkness, that's the creature in the darkness. You will only overcome darkness if you learn to become darkness, so I have to become him. This way you will be invisible to it. But you'll only achieve this if you delve deep, deep into your own mind and conscious loneliness. That makes me think. When he first said delve deep, deep into your own, I was thinking it meant physically, and maybe I do just continue mining out below the house and eventually I'll discover something, but that's a possibility. It could mean that in like, well, not a literal sense, because he literally says, you know, your own mind, but like a sort of more metaphorical sense where the entire cave network is his mind, and you delve deeper into it by physically going deeper, you know, like a whole sort of reflection of his own thoughts sort of deal. But the other possibility, we delved deep into his mind in his conscious loneliness when he ate the mushrooms and had the hallucination dreams. That's really interesting, actually. I wasn't aware of these extra questions. Were these always here, or have these happened more recently? What were the other answers? I'm actually intrigued by these now. Beyond the cave there is light, there is beautiful, dangerous. Light is without understanding. Don't trust the childish eyes of the young, they will fear you. Only trust the old and blind, who are not afraid of that which emerges from darkness. Okay, that's nothing to do with this. As long as there is time, there will always be longing, and once all longing has ended, the world will no longer need time, and those without longing will no longer need the world. Okay, calm down. Can you tell me a secret? I'll grant you my wisdom, but I demand an offering in return. 3 golden coins. Now, where are we going to get golden coins, you may ask? I mean, you know the answer. We have to swing the Matic. We have to. But not yet. What will happen if I leave... No, wait, hang on. Yes, I'll grant you my wisdom, but I demand 100 coal. We need to stop picking up coal again, apparently. Is there a way to manipulate time? I'll grant you wisdom, but I demand an offering in return. 7 disappointments. Well, I'm up to 5. That's not bad going, actually. I do know how to manipulate time, though. I have that answer already, realistically. I manipulate time by staying in my base and, like, reading is the way to make it go fastest, but just staying in my base in general makes time go faster passively. Or, if we want to stop time, we go to the White Void. Pretty straightforward, really. So these answers aren't going to be super useful to me. But the fact that he's mentioned gold coins is useful to me, because that means there is a way of getting gold coins, and where else would we get gold coins except for breaking into the treasury? I am annoyed at how much coal I haven't picked up, though. I've just been ignoring coal for so fucking long, and now I need 100 of it. Ugh. Ugh, I say. Oh well. Yeah, I will begin collecting coal again. We may get 100 before this series is done with. But I have been given a lot to think about. The face actually having answers for me was such a fucking plot twist. I thought he just spoke gibberish, but apparently the gibberish he was speaking before makes sense when you have context for it. Crazy that. I mean, it's still not super clear, but it does imply that there is a way of overcoming it. Becoming invisible to it. Oh, now there's Cole up there, for fuck's sake. I'm not going back for it. I'm not that invested in getting these answers. I will definitely pick up any I walk past, though. That much I can promise. I've just been burning it. I've just been wasting it on little fires in his house that don't even seem to do anything. Just because I didn't think Cole had a purpose. But shows what I know. I genuinely don't know if those answers, those extra questions have always been there, or if there's something that have appeared, like, throughout the course of the game, either after a certain amount of time or after I accomplished certain things or something, you know. Hard to say. But yeah, I think what we're going to do, we're going to head back and wrap up. Get some more mining under the house done, since that was my first thought on how to solve the puzzle. And then next time, I forgot how to enter the door, I'm sorry. I've had him auto walk so much lately, I forgot how the game controls. And then next time we will head once again all the way back up to the Mushroom Realm. All the way back to the Mushroom Kingdom. And we will eat as many of those fucking things as we can. Induce as many hallucinations as possible. Hey, people say it all the time, you know, they found themselves after they did mushrooms once. It's effective. Not that I glorify drug use, not on this channel, of course not, I never would, but I'm just saying, sometimes it helps make things a little bit clearer. For Cole fall, but I don't think it's stuck. Yeah, getting Cole's harder than you think. And you can just farm it infinitely just by standing still and waiting for it to drop near you. Like, it's easy to get, but like, I'm not going to go out of my way to farm 100 coal. I'm only going to pick it up if I get near it, and that just doesn't seem to happen very often. Like, I fully expected to pick up a couple on the way back, but I guess that's just not quite how it works. Which is real unfortunate, but I'm not convinced I need those answers. I think I've got the most useful answer out of the wall, honestly. It's a good thing you can just re-see them without having to pay him again each time. We've already got a drawing a friend. As nice as it would be to do him a new one. So what can we draw? Actually? Yeah, spooky creature in the darkness. That feels relevant, doesn't it? Can we do... Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that feels like it's on the money. Get that bad boy drawn up. Coal! That's going to have melted by the time I'm done here. Because, you know, that's how coal works. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that about coal. It drips from the ceiling and then melts into the floor. That's absolutely what coal is and how it operates in real life. That's why energy prices are so expensive, you know. It's really difficult to harvest that shit. It just disappears. You need to contain it in a test tube before it drips away into the floor. Spooky ass picture, man. It's almost like this little guy's suffering from some internalized trauma, some serious personal demons, and that's why all of his art pieces are just fucked. Almost like that. Can't relate, honestly. What? Why did it automatically go there? That's not where I wanted to put it. I want to put it here. It does deserve a special place on the wall. Can we do anything with this yet? Does he still just toot? I didn't know I had control over this. Can't really tell how it works. It just seems to play like a... Yeah, there's 4 notes you can play, just depending on how high your cursor is on the screen. It's a little bit weird. Nothing I can play with that. If I had 5, I could do Mary Had a Little Lamb, but unfortunately no. I still got an achievement for doing that though. I don't know if I've always been able to do that with the instrument, or if that's something I've discovered recently. Who knows? Genuinely couldn't tell you. Things change just behind the scenes all the time in this game, so it's really hard to tell like what is just a result of time passing and what's just something I missed in the first place. Come on, keep going down, you got more mining to do, bud. Oh, I was going to read his book to remind myself of what his tasks are. Can't be bothered now though, can't be bothered. I think we're going to wrap up. This feels like a pretty good stopping point. So, we have a goal, which is kind of a first for this game. There's always been like vague concepts of what we want to do eventually. He's making another staircase, god damn it. There's always been like vague, this is... I want to try and work out how to go up here. I have to do something with the mushrooms. I need to understand what the white void's about. I need to get that matic. Who knows how? All that sort of thing has been like loosely interwoven concepts that I have been pushing towards gently. This is like, I found a boss fight, you know what I mean? It's like I've reached a difficult boss in Dark Souls and I need to overcome it. And that is what this is like for me right now. I have a goal, I have drive in this game for the first time in like 200 odd in-game days. So, looking forward to more of this. I'll see you for that. Bye.